Well, hello. Oh, I'm out again tonight. As you can see, back in the old Canoe, as Leanne Explores dubbed it, the SS Demo, because it's still got the demo tag on it. I'm just paddling up to my first carry of the day, and I wanted to test out the GoPro because I bought a case that will allow me to put a microphone on top, which will hopefully give better audio on the GoPro. So I just wanted to see what that's like and test it out. I don't think I'm going to film the carries, at least not this first one anyway, because you've seen it before. And there's also a number of people in front of me. I got here a little later than I normally would, but it's also supposed to be a much nicer day. Summer is here. We think we finally turned the corner, so there's more people out, and yeah, so there's probably going to be a queue to use this portage, so I'm just not going to film it. But yeah, hopefully this audio sounds much better on the GoPro, we'll see. So after that first clip, as it turns out, I lost all audio on the GoPro. And this time I made sure I was checking it regularly, making sure it was plugged in, everything was fine, everything looked good. But after the first clip, the audio just stopped working, and I did not get any audio on any more clips from the GoPro. And unfortunately, with this trip, I was relying pretty heavily on the GoPro. So I probably lost about 80% of the footage from this trip. Well, I lost 80% of the audio from this trip, and I'm also out $50 because that's how much the mic adapter costs for the GoPro. So I don't understand why GoPro have made these changes, because the mic adapter is a horrible, cumbersome little attachment that you have to buy separately to get good audio. So if anyone has any recommendations for a better action camera with a decent internal microphone, let me know, because I'm in the market. But anyway, here are some of the highlights from the GoPro footage, and here's a couple of the shots from around camp. Well, what a doozy of a day. I mean, this might be the first shot you've seen from the big camera and not the GoPro. I mean, it was not my intention. Last time I spoke to you it was 3 o'clock, it's now 5:30. And yeah, the last carry was the longest one of the day. And in fact, I actually missed the trail split. And when I double carried, and when I brought my big pack, I missed it. I missed the Canoe carry. I walked my pack all the way down. So I noticed it on the way back, and then I went back, got the canoe, went down to the carry, paddled through the other lake, carried through to this lake, and then went around and got my stuff. But yeah, it's late now. I was not intending on staying in a lean-to. I didn't really want to because of the bugs. They are out, but the breeze has picked up, and they're not that bad right now. I don't know if it's because it's a little bit cooler this evening. I mean, sometimes the bad thing about a lean-to, especially this time of year, is you might go to sleep and it's quite nice, there's no bugs, but then you wake up and they're everywhere. I don't really love open shelter camping when the bugs are out, because they just bother you all night and you don't sleep as good. I do have a tent, and there is a little spot for it down there, so if the bugs get bad, I'm just going to take the tent and set it up down there. But yeah, bushed, absolutely bushed. This was supposed to be a 4-day trip. It said well, from what I read, it said this loop that I'm doing is usually a 3-4 day trip, but I'm halfway through it right now. Again, like I say, I pushed on, and yeah, I did more today than I planned on, which isn't the worst thing. This is, like I say, this is a bigger body of water, so there's much more of a breeze, which is keeping the bugs away, which is nice. On the smaller pond I was originally going to stop at, it was very still, so I don't think it would have been as enjoyable. But yeah, I mean, right now, first thing I have to do is get some water. That's my main objective. I'm going to go back out in the canoe and fill up my bottle, drink plenty of water. But I mean, it gives me options. It gives me options. Right now, if I want to do 4 days, I can. There's 2 more ponds over there, and then I've got to go that. I came from that way, and my loop takes me down that way to get out. And then I've got there's basically 2 carries to get to an even bigger lake, and then from that lake I can paddle to a parking area. And then from that parking area I've actually got to walk down the road to get back to my truck. So I sort of do like a half, well not half, like a quarter, 3/4 circle loop on the water and in the woods, and then I hit the road again and I've got to walk that. So we'll see. Like I say, it gives me options now. I'm sort of, like I say, I'm halfway done, slap bang in the middle right now. So if I want to stay a bit longer, I can. If I want to push on and get out in 3 days, I can. So we'll see. Cheers, guys. This is my bottle now. Hey, I lit that fire. I just grabbed some sticks from around and grabbed, like, there's a dead tree down there, super punky, and I just lit it real quick to so it would smolder and hopefully get a little bit of smoke in here and keep the bugs away. It's absolutely ripping. Absolutely ripping. I'm just waiting for my food to cool down, but yeah. Busy day. Busy day. That's what I was going to do. For anyone who was wondering, on this trip, these are my daily feed bags. And I made sure when I was going through it and packing them that I wrote down exactly how many calories were in each one. So this is one day, so this will be tomorrow. I brought 3, and in each one there's exactly, well, not exactly, there's around 3,200 calories. So I got plenty of food. I got plenty of whiskey, although that's an Irish whiskey. That's an Irish whiskey. I don't know how to do an Irish accent very well, but this is an Irish whiskey. It's quite nice. I don't normally drink Irish or Scotch whiskies, but that one. So I haven't really had much Jameson, and it's actually quite nice. Everyone finds different flavours. I've found that's got like a bit more of a, not a buttery, but like a butterscotch hint to it. I think it's just regular Jameson, but it's quite nice. It's quite nice. Normally I don't like Irish and Scottish whiskies, mainly Scottish whiskies, because they tend to be very, I don't know, I find them very spicy, very hot. But I know they're all different, so just gotta try some more, right? I've never actually had one of these before, so I don't know if it's any good, but we'll try it. Oh yeah. It's very nice. Glad I brought 2 of these. I've got one for tomorrow as well. Right, sorry, I'm gonna eat this. I just wanted to do a taste test on camera. There's no one else here. It's just me and a loon. It's absolutely gorgeous right now. I don't know if the camera's picking up the like purple sunset. Just me and the loon. Nothing like a quick splash in a cold creek to wake you up. Feel refreshed. I'm in two minds. I'm in two minds as to what to do. I'm at this pond right now, and like I say, the carries to get out, there's two carries. They're both quite long. One goes from here down into a smaller pond with one campsite on it, and then an even longer carry down into a bigger lake with a bunch of campsites on it. And then over that way there's a little carry to a bunch of smaller ponds that have a couple of campsites on them. But when I was on my way in yesterday, I was sort of, you know, coming in around the same time as another guy, and he basically, when we both got to this lake, was like, well, so just where are you gonna be just so I can stay away from you? Which I like. Trust me, I like that. But that roughly translates to where you're gonna be so you can stay away from me, basically. So I think he kind of wants to be left alone, and he continued on down into the smaller pond, and like I say, it's smaller, but there's like 4 campsites on the shore. So I don't want to get in his way too much. But yeah, so I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what I want to do. Look who I found slithering around camp. Little garter snake, look. See his little tongue going. Pretty cool. I don't know, the sun, you can see the colours on it. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt it. Very cool. Very cool. It was literally right here, right in the sun, just outside my camp, just sunning itself. So I'm gonna put him down. And there he goes, look. See you, buddy. Do you see that? Look. See that? That's what happens when you leave an empty trail mix wrapper in your brand new life jacket and you leave it in the lean-to. A little mouse chews his way through to get at the empty wrapper. Little so-and-so. No luck on the fishing, so I'm hungry and it's hot out there. There's like very little breeze today, and yeah, you can feel it. Making sure I drink plenty of water. Again, brought this with me. I actually ordered a different one of these from Platypus, which is a 2 litre, but this is obviously, this was like two something at Walmart, and it's a litre, but it is quite cheap at the top, so this tends to like pop open and come loose. So I just ordered one from Platypus which has a screw top, which will probably be better, and it'll hold more water, which is good. I did get a little puncture in my catadine, but I fixed it. That's why no matter what time of year, 2 items that will always be in my pack: duct tape and super glue. always. I've fixed a bunch of holes and stuff with that. My air mattress, I got a huge hole in that one time. I fixed that with duct tape and super glue. My jacket, I ripped. Was it on my last trip? Not my last trip, the trip before. I fixed that with duct tape and super glue. And then now my water filter. So duct tape and super glue, always. Always. But yeah, no luck on the fishing. I think it might be too hot. I did meet a guy who was coming out on the way in, and he said he'd been in here for a week. And on his last day, the night before I got in here, he managed to catch 2 fish. And he looked like he knew what he was doing. So, I don't know, maybe evenings will be better. The mayflies are out. I noticed them last night, so they'll probably be feeding on that. I don't really have any fly gear, but hopefully, maybe with the worm, they'll take that. I do have some spinners with little flies on, so I'll try those as well. But I think I'm better off fishing in the evening. What I might do is just not take the fishing gear and jump over and go check out those ponds, or I might take my rod and see what the creek's like in between. Sometimes you can catch little fish in the creek, but it's something, right? It's something. I've got plenty of food, so I don't need to eat them. It's just for the fun of it, really. Yeah. I'm annoyed about my life jacket because, I'm not kidding you, I went round last night and checked every pocket and emptied them all and put all my trash in my food bag before I went to bed. And like, obviously this pocket up here is, I wouldn't think to check that pocket normally, and it got raided. It got raided. And then this morning when I woke up, funnily enough, when I got out of my tent, I saw 2 little mice scurrying down that trail towards the lake, and they were just jumping around. Tee tee. Hopefully that snake eats them. Okay, well, I think I've changed my mind. I've just been sat here. It's hot. And it's nice and cool in here, but I don't know, it's kind of boring. So I mean, not that being out in the woods is boring, but I just feel like I want to go check out what else is out there. So I think what I'm going to do is pack up and go over to the first carry, see how that goes. And then if that's no good, I'm gonna go all the way through to the next spot and see what that's like. So that's what I'm gonna do, because like I say, it's only 2 o'clock. It doesn't get dark now till really dark until 9, so I've got plenty of time, and I've only got, the same food and stuff to cook tonight, so I might as well make the most of the day by getting up and getting moving. That's the plan. last time I spoke to you, I was just about to go over that carry, which turned out to be the biggest carry of the day, up and over a ridge, down into a swamp, and then over to the next lake. When I got there, all the campsites were full, so I had to paddle across the biggest body of water I'd had to paddle so far. Luckily the weather was nice, and then I've had to walk through a golf course, down some dirt roads, and then 3 miles on this highway to get my truck, because like I say, all the campsites on that other pond were full, and it was either hook it back over or do this, and I chose this. Oh, so it's been a long day. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm tired, my legs are burning, my shoulders are burning, everything hurts, and I feel amazing. I feel good, I feel accomplished. You know, it probably wasn't the most exciting thing to watch, and I apologise, but again, it just feels so nice to be out getting mileage, going on adventures, you know. This has been a proper adventure. It hasn't just been like a simple overnight camping trip, bushcraft trip. It's been an adventure. I've seen lots of new places, and I've covered a lot of ground, and it feels good. So anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching. Give it a like if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.